this beautiful 2007 Sprinter van. It's a camper van, and they came to me with a problem of leaking coolant. They were adding a gallon of cooling within like a very short period of time. And this one is a typical example of neglected service and high mileage combined, because this vehicle was sold to the lady as a good running vehicle, and she already invested a lot of money on it, and she will have to invest again to make it running and driving and not smoking, not dripping the oil, and not leaking the coolant. However, she was asking me if there's any like kind of guarantee to, you know, to say that it's gonna run for a long time, and I cannot unfortunately say anything like that. So what we have here the water pump. It failed completely. See there, right? It's barely holding there. And it's leaking coolant. We have the fan clutch bearing, the idle pulleys, and altogether I will do the tensioner. Also, we have a leaking vacuum pump, and we have a leaking and improperly fixed with the gasket maker the oil filter housing. It's not that clearly visible here, but everything over there, yeah, covered with oil. Also, I'm gonna put the brand new turbocharger silencer, and someone who was working on that turbocharger recently, they ruined the green ring here on the pipe, and she was driving in a limp mode for a long time with the, you know, with all the oil been spread all over the motor here. But the worst part of all that, I don't want to be a bad news deliverer, but carefully inspect that shaft. See, it's barely holding there. The plate is very big, and I already see the signs, the scratches on the sides of the turbocharger. This turbocharger will be done in a short period of time. And they also forgot to tighten the bolts on the E-jar, so it's been smoking like a chimney all over. See? Yeah. What we're gonna use for our also I forgot about the fan. And guys, when you hit the fan with a hammer or air hammer or something like that, you literally ruin the bearing inside that fan. I can't show you how bad this one is because I'll have to connect it. Oh, we'll try to. I can't. I don't want to tighten it all the way in because it'll be a hard time to take it off. But you see the knot is not moving at all, and the fan is moving in my hand. So the fan will be replaced as well. Yeah. So we'll start with replacing all the pulleys and the water pump. I already drained the coolant. In order to drain the coolant, I usually remove this pipe. It's the easiest and the fastest way to drain your coolant. You can use this thing too, but in most of the cases it's stuck and you can easily break it. So I don't recommend to do it. After that, I will clean everything out, and it will take care of the fan clutch bearing pulley. The thing is that you have to take off the pulley on the fan clutch bearing. You have to take it off in order to get an access to the idle pulley. Yeah, it's at like $10 or $12, $15 pulley, but it's gonna make crazy squeaking noise every cold start. And the last ball that holds the water pump, this one, you know, in order to get an access to this bolt, you'll have to drop that intake pipe, and there's no way you will be able to access that pipe, and you'll have to remove the intercooler hose. I'm gonna replace this. Never seen anything like that. I'm gonna replace this on the factory intercooler hose, and we're gonna swap the water pump now and take care of the vacuum brake vacuum pump. What we're gonna use in our parts, I'm using the OEM INA pulleys. Here's the part number for anyone interested. I'm gonna using the OEM Gruff water pump. Here's the part number. Comes together with a gasket, steel gasket, not the paper one, same as the OEM, and it's 100% OEM pump. Yeah, here's on the Mercedes pump. There is a part number over here, stamped. And we're not gonna use those Chinese gaskets for the oil filter. I'm just swapping the entire housing. And you swap it and forget about this problem for a long time. Also, the turbocharger silencer is gonna be brand new. Here's the part number, by the way, if you need it. Also, I recommend to replace the entire thing. Because this gasket, you can buy it online. They sell it as a one piece, and this upper gasket is around $60. Lower is around $15 to $10, something like that. And the entire assembly is 100 and something. So you replace it once and forget it for a very long time. Belt. This is the version. This is the main belt. It's 7 PK 2035, and the small belt without the accessories. It's here's the OEM part number. Yeah, we will. And the main the fan clutch bearing pulley. Here's the part number. I'm gonna show you how it looks like. Here's the OEM fan clutch bearing pulley made by Fibia, but it's the same exactly unit gonna be in the Mercedes box, but just without the Fibia tag. They also sell the Gates one. Both of them are good and last for a long time. Yeah, already sold many of them and installed as well. We are soon opening the online store, so I'll build the packages and you will be able to order all these parts, including the belts, all the pulleys, everything in one place for your Sprinter van. All these parts were tested on the real vehicles. They tend to be a very good quality parts, OEM parts, and they are 100% proved to last a long time on the Sprinter van. So we replaced the water pump. Water pump is brand new. Replace the fan clutch bearing pulley, all the idle pulleys. Try to clean as much as possible, and I repacked the vacuum pump. Usually I replace them with the new one, but in this case we just repack them with a gasket maker. When I build the motor, I usually always put the new one, but in this case I decided to keep the old one. That temporary fix with the gasket maker will be enough for, I don't know, like 40-50,000 miles, maybe more. And now we're working on the oil filter housing, and clearly, as you see, someone tried to fix it before, and this kind of fix with the gasket maker and the oil filter housing is not going to work. It's gonna leak no matter how much of the gasket maker you're gonna put it here, because that rubber gasket within the time it just cracks. And I tried to use those eBay or Chinese gaskets. They just don't last for a long time, so I'm just swapping the brand new oil filter housing, and it's gonna last for a very long time. Same here with the water pump. Just will show you how bad the bearing was. It was like barely holding there in place. The fan clutch bearing pulley, and the rest of the parts, the service parts. So I'm gonna put the new oil filter housing. I ordered the new fan clutch assembly, and we'll move slowly to the upper part to put the turbocharger silencer here. Here's the part number of the fan. Here's the OEM part number, and the aftermarket part number is exactly the same OEM fan that goes from Mercedes, just without the Mercedes part number. We're going to be selling those fans together with the newer fan clutches in our online store. And also I forgot to mention those oil filler cap gaskets. They're a pretty important thing and always neglected, but if you are not going to replace them, oil is dripping on the alternator, going all the way down on the right side of the motor, and you will chase that leak for a long time. And it's going to be just a simple oil neck gaskets. So finishing here, I already swapped the oil filter housing. I'm going to put the fan, and our belt job is done. So the turbocharger silencer is replaced, and replace the green ring here. We always replace the seal intake air turbocharger inlet seal with the black one, updated one. It's just much better than the orange one, and I don't recommend to use the orange one at all. I'm gonna check the air filter, what's going on there, and we'll put the coolant and we'll start it up and check check what's going on here, and I think most likely that the job will be done. Everything works excellent. Gonna top up the coolant. Gonna sell the OEM Mercedes approved coolant as well. I use this one, and I recommend to use this one. Runs excellent. Alright, if you have any questions, please subscribe, comment below, stay tuned.